Welcome, everybody, and welcome back to the process mapping series. My name is Jürgen Morse, and in the last two episodes, we a little bit talked about what is process mapping on a high level, and we had the first two basic things that were really important. Do you remember them? One, having the right team on board, and when you have the right team on board, number two, make sure they understand where do we start and where do we end. And when you have that, you can start already rather well. When you bring the process in, if you want to map the process and you go to the process where you said, okay, we're going to brainstorm together, we're going to do it, everybody first on its own, then we're going to do everybody, we bring it all together, discuss it, and then we're going to agree on the final process map. Make sure that there are some things that are always on there. That's one. The major activities. Yeah, we look at the car process, and we start making sure that we get the car itself, get the painting, we get all the internals. So basic process, basic activities, what happens in each part of the process. This is one thing. Are there decision points? Also make sure it can be that there's a decision point. To give you an example, at a certain point in time, before you can move from one step to another step, it is possible that there is a certain quality check. Everything that is fine and passes the quality check goes through. Everything that doesn't pass the quality check goes to a separate process. Doesn't mean that it's inside the box. This is something that you agreed upon before. What happens to this rejected material or rejected products, or it can be part of it. This is up to you, but that's basically an example of a decision point. Make sure that you can also bring in all the inputs and outputs. The inputs can be, okay, we will get it from the first step, we bring it to the next step. So what comes out of the first step is the input for the second step. Or this can be things that are actually coming out from outside of the process. This can be material, it can be painting, it can be many things. So the inputs and the outputs of each process step are also very, very important. And make sure that you also very clearly always have the flowing lines. Use clear arrows. Just to give you an example, again, when you have a decision point where it's quality, make sure that everybody understands, okay, this passes through from left to right, from step 3 to step 4 after it cleared actually the quality check, and everything that is rejected goes, for instance, down or up. But the basic understanding, use the arrows so that it's very, very clear. The flow lines so that it's very, very clear from, okay, how does the process flow from left to right, and what happens in between if there are any decision points, what happens in between with the inputs and the outputs. And that brings me to the end of this second basic process mapping explanation. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time when we talk a little bit about 6 different types of process maps with a different point of view. So I hope to see you soon. Make sure you follow us on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Instagram. And don't forget to use the thumbs. Bye-bye.